So I have one last video, I think it's my last one, in my Disney favorites series, and this one is favorite Disney money saving tips. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my computer so I don't miss any. So my first favorite tip is go during the cheapest season possible. The rates are not consistent throughout the entire year. Christmas time, summer, Easter, spring break, those times are much, much more expensive than going during the non-popular times. There are value seasons, and there's value seasons, and there's regular season and peak season, and so you can go on the Disney website and see their prices and get to kind of see which weeks are more expensive and less expensive. Typically, if the kids are in school, it's less expensive. If kids are out of school, it's more expensive. That being said, my husband is a teacher and we don't really have a lot of option as far as when we can go. So we typically go in the very end of August as late as possible. And by then the schools in the South have already started back up. So it's a cheaper season and it's also less crowded, but it is extremely hot. So that's the trade-off. My second tip would be if you plan to rent a stroller every day, rent from outside of the parks. You can go online and you can rent strollers and wheelchairs from outside of Disney World, and oftentimes they will actually deliver it to your hotel at Disney World. Because if you rent a stroller or a wheelchair, well, I'm not so sure about the wheelchair. If you rent a stroller inside the park, you cannot take it outside of that park. Say you rent a stroller at Magic Kingdom and then you decide to go over to Epcot, you cannot take the stroller with you. However, if you are renting from the parks, save your receipt. Because when you return your stroller in Magic Kingdom and then you go to one of the other parks, or any park for that matter, then you go to another park, you can show them your receipt and you can pick up a stroller at that park and you will not have to pay a second fee for that day. My third tip is to use Garden Grocer to deliver food to your hotel. If you plan on trying to save money through meals and snacks, this is a great way to do it. There is a minimum purchase and there's a delivery fee. However, the hotel will hold your food for you until you get there, and they will also store perishable items appropriately. I'm told. I've not bought anything perishable from them, but I'm told that they will store them appropriately, like milk or whatever. And then they deliver them right to your hotel, so you can have breakfast and snacks and, you know, something to make like simple sandwiches like peanut butter and jelly. You can have that in your room. They do have mini fridges, which I know they're technically coolers, not refrigerators, but we've never had a problem using them as small refrigerators, and I know a lot of people do as well. But that would be a great way to save some money on food as well. Eat breakfast in the room and get out the door quick to get to the parks. My next tip is use a carry-on only. If you have to, you can either do laundry at your hotel. All the hotels have laundry service there and they have coin-operated laundry. Or you can ship things ahead of time. I've done that as well because my snafu that I got into when I wanted to use a carry-on only, because a lot of airlines, I would say most airlines, charge quite a bit for bags nowadays. My problem was with sunscreen. We were planning on taking Disney's Magical Express, which I highly recommend. So we weren't going to stop anywhere outside of Disney World where I could possibly pick up sunscreen. You can only have liquids and gels in your carry-on of 3 ounces or less. So we needed some way to get our sunscreen there. I mean, you can purchase sunscreen at Disney World, but it's very expensive if you buy it on property. So I found it was significantly cheaper to figure out how much sunscreen I would need, ship it there, and then pick it up while we're there, and then we wouldn't have to worry about getting it home because we would have used it. And that worked out quite well for us. My next tip would be to have your most expensive meal be lunch. Typically at restaurants, lunch is cheaper than dinner, and that seems to work well for making it through the rest of the day with fewer snacks. And then lastly, I said bring snacks with you into the park so you don't have to splurge on expensive snacks. I know a lot of people with kids find this to be really helpful, where kids like to munch on things, especially if you're standing in line. You can bring carry-ons into the parks. I don't believe you can bring glass into the parks though. You'd have to bring, like a plastic water bottle or something like that, but in your bag will be inspected when you enter the park, but you can absolutely bring snacks, and they're totally fine with that. So I think that would be another great way to save money while you're in the park. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!